So how did you get from the refugee camp to NYU?
Actually, there was no any existing process for the Rohingya people to get access to higher educations. And I have been continuously trying to make that possible for our peoples. And through my struggle, I have identified the barriers that is restricting Rohingya people get access to higher educations. And I would definitely say there are also people who want to bring changes, so I am not alone in my fights. And there are of course many different peoples. And I took their helps, organize the helps of the people to break those barriers. So systematically breaking those barriers, I finally made into the US to study here after crossing some steps that I have identified. And now what I feel and I believe is I do have a responsibility to make the route that I have used to come here, make it more bigger and more clean, so that all the Rohingya students now who are willing and who deserve higher educations in the camp can also use the same route to get access to higher education.
And you don't even have ID, right? You don't have a passport, and so that was one of the even small barriers.
Yes. So in the barriers that I have identified, there were main three barriers. One is getting admission, for example, in a university is not easy given they also have some criteria. They ask for the passport, they ask for the financial abilities, financial proof, for example, before even evaluating the application. So as being a Rohingya, I do not have a passport and I am not eligible to have a passport. So I cannot show the proof to them. So I applied at more than 150 universities. And from there, I got offer from many universities also. And from them, I selected New York universities, given my interest actually, I'd say.
I think everyone here was really moved when you said the solutions we need are not in places we expect. They come from people like us. What do you think larger organizations and governments can learn from small community-driven organizations like the Rohingya Student Network?
Actually, small organization, community-driven efforts, those kind of initiatives are like a bridge, I can say, like a bridge that the larger organizations and the government can engage with, especially to build trust with the communities and to know the main needs of that communities, which are, I think, both things are main component if that, let's say, larger organizations or the government want to create effective, sustainable and responsive solution that meets the need of that community. So that's what I think is possible.
So listening to their stories.
Yes.
So your motto, which I think is so beautiful given everything you've experienced, is that positivity is at every turn. So in the middle of the tragedy and the chaos, is there a moment that sticks with you that gave you hope when you needed it most?
Yes, actually, my life is full of up and down. And at the same time, the things that give me hopes in the time that I need is like I no longer feel I am alone in my fight. I no longer feel I am alone in my fight because I am lucky enough that I always find someone beside me when I need the most. For example, we are taking a case against Meta, the Facebook, because we have found out that the Meta, the Facebook, contributed their business to the human rights abuses that we have suffered in Burma, in Myanmar. And we are taking a case for that against Meta. And there are lots of human rights organizations such as Amnesty International came forward to make our concern reach in a wider audience. So we are not alone. There are also people just watching to us. And let's say another example. When I say there are lots of barriers that I have broke to came to the US and made it into NYU, and in one of those barriers, which is like to pay the fees to the universities. So when I left from Burma, I didn't able to bring anything with me, only my clothes. So I have nothing to pay to anyone. So I have nothing. So it's really not easy for refugees to pay the fees to a universities. And in that case, like I am enough lucky that an organization called Young Activist Summits. I also received an award from them last year, Young Activist Summit. So the Young Activist Summit is trying to help me raise funding to pay my university fees.
Yeah.
And I would like everyone to give a big applause for the executive director here of like the Young Activist Summit is here. He's here.
Thank you so much. Mom Sayadaw, everybody.